Dare I say, the best book out of the trilogy. Hey guys, welcome back to Lauren's Book Talks, where we talk about any and everything book related. Today I want to talk about my top 10 books that I've read this year that are by Black authors. Trust when I say, there's a lot more that deserves to go on this list, but I'd be filming forever. An honorable mention is Immortal Dark. I did read this last year, but it was late last year. And because I love this book so much, I have to put it in here. Now on to the books that I read for this year. In no particular order, we're going to start off with Zinni by Rebecca Witherspoon. This is a short story that follows Zinni and Mason. Zinni's aunt passes away and leaves her a big wad of cash. Him too, but the only way for both of them to get it is that they have to marry each other per her aunt's rules. So, this is a marriage of convenience trope, and even though it's a short story, it's packed with a lot of trial and tribulation and spice. This is definitely 5 out of 5 chili pepper spice. They be getting into detail, graphic detail about this book. So yeah, read with caution if you don't really like that stuff. How can I bring up the best books by Black authors if I don't bring the queen herself, Miss Kennedy Ryan? I read this series starting in March this year. Fun fact, I actually started with Soledad's story. This is the second story in the trilogy, and I kind of spoiled myself on the first one, but it's okay because it's still Kennedy. She does no wrong. She does no wrong, and all 3 stories were top tier, 5-star. Starting off with Yasmin's story, this is about grief and loss and second chances as well. Kennedy has such a way with writing that makes you feel like this story is real. All her stories just feel real, like I'm in somebody's life and I'm being nosy. Like, I should not be reading this because this is just too into the business, but that's just how she writes, and I love her for that. But Yasmin's story is so beautiful. They're all beautiful, but hers is just, it just shows the whole family dynamic and how everybody deals with grief differently. Soledad's story it was just, whew, okay, again, I feel like a fly on a wall when I read this, right? Soledad's story is about how she overcomes being a single mom who has to all of a sudden find a way to make money to raise her kids by herself when she finds out that her husband is cheating on her. And so this is a real boss girl moment type of story, and it's a lot of heartbreak and a lot of moments where it's just oh, she feels so down, what can she do to pick herself back up, and she does just that, and she does it with flying colors. She is that girl. Dare I say, the best book out of the trilogy, Miss Hendricks, come to the front. This Hendricks' story is something to be remembered. If you don't want to read anything else, I say read this one. This story is about Hendricks, who is dealing with her mother that has dementia, and she is at the height of her career. Everything is going good for her, and it's just, sometimes it's better to stop and smell the flowers because life is just going to move on without you. So it's just, find yourself while chasing that bag. By the way, Maverick is a top tier boyfriend. Top tier man, first of all, because Please do not play with him. I also like the fact that this romance story is showing that older women can find romance for the first time as well, because I do believe they're either in their late 30s or early 40s. And, you know, most of the romance stories are people in their 20s. So older women can find romance too, as well as women who don't want kids. Like, kids do not have to be the end of a romance novel for it to feel like a complete circle. And that is perfectly okay. The next series, which is still ongoing, the Drew Collins series. This series, first of all, get into the covers. Get into the covers. Get into the covers. Yup. The Drew Collins series is probably one of the best fantasy series that I read in a long time. And it's so action packed, it's so filled with drama and angst. It's just, I don't know what to say. It's so good. It is a continuation type of story, so you do need to read from the beginning. She's currently writing the fourth book. Granger, the author name is Granger, sorry. Granger is currently writing the fourth book. So I say y'all got time to go ahead and get into the series. This series is about a magical, underground, unknown HBCU that follows all mythical creatures are here, by the way, but it follows Maggie, who is a unknown kind of sort of vampire who can control the moon, maybe. And it has a lot of like action. It's a murder. It is a murder mystery as well, but it's so much tied into this series that it just makes you like, okay, what's next? And you flip the page, you're like, oh my gosh, okay, wait a minute, what's next? And then you're like, hold on, what's next? Like, I'm pretty sure I read this series in a week. All 3 books were in a week. The first book especially, I think was like a day and a half, 2 days. Yeah. So it was just, I was eating this series up. Nobody could talk to me for an entire week because this series was just that good. And I feel like Miss Granger, who also goes by the name Desiree in her other books, she finds things that nobody else thinks about, makes it fantasy, and turns into something big. I feel like she's underrated as an author. So y'all get into her and show her some love. Another book that I just recently finished that I think everybody needs to get onto, Only for the Weak. This follows a girl named Janelle, who she is about to attend her sister's wedding, and her sister is marrying her ex-boyfriend. Right. And it may or may not be a good bet. Okay, it's not a good bet. But she is willing to let bygones be bygones if her sister can just let it go. But we have our MMC interest, Rome. And Rome is making sure that Janelle forgets all about her ex-boyfriend. Another 5 out of 5 pepper spice level. It gets spicy up in here. And it's only for a week. And last for my physical books is the Accidents Happen series. She's about to put out number 3. I only have the first 2. Her first book is I Accidentally Summoned a Demon Boyfriend. And then her second book is I Accidentally Hooked Up with a Vampire. Of course, those books are made with a lot of spice, but they're also action packed, and I do consider them short stories. I don't know how much y'all consider short stories, but to me they're short stories because I was able to finish it real quick. It's like 350 pages. So those 2 books are like really like what I call refreshers. So I would recommend reading refresher type books when you right after you've read something that's pretty hard or like mind bending, because these are not mind bending at all. They're filled with action and a lot of comedy, something I would consider like a stress reliever type of story. So it's nothing you have to think too hard about. It's no guessing, ooh, what's happening next, what's about to happen, who did it type of thing, because you know right away what's happening. So again, Jessica Cage is one of those authors who I feel is really underrated, and her stories are top tier and filled with a lot of humor and laughs. Now, some more books that I had to read on my Kindle is 1201 by Bella J. That one is like a good revenge get back story. So that one is if you want to see drama after drama after drama. Her boyfriend, well, her ex fiance, cheats on her the night of her wedding. So what does she do? Get her get back with his twin brother. Go ahead and pick it up, sis. I already know, because the rest you gotta just read. And yes, it's filled with spice. And that's all the books I have for this video. If you got to the end, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. And I will see y'all later. Bye. I just filmed 2 videos in one day. I'm tired. I need a nap. Need some water and a nap.